Welcome back to Inspired by Jimmy L, the reboot, where we do short and sweet, quick interviews to inspire you while encouraging myself along the way. Let's see who we have on today. Catch you on the other side. Right off the bat, I'm going to hit you with one of those questions that no one likes. Who are you and what do you do?
All right. Yeah, it is kind of a loaded question. Because like where do you start? With all the intersecting identities or so my name is Matt Salmon. And I am a child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist. I also went to school to learn about what are called like the social determinants of health, which are the ways that our society actually harms our health. And
Oh,
research, yeah, it's pretty wild, like because going through medical school, they don't even teach you this stuff. And like
I,
it seems like something you should know.
yeah,
Because the research shows that actually like up to 55% of our health outcomes are derived by societal factors. So that means like most of our health is influenced by the world that we live in and the neighborhoods
okay,
we grow up in. And the
okay.
like identities that we live with that are marginalized. It's pretty
That's
wild.
I'm starting to actually hear that. I think from Dr. Gundry, and I think he was saying that a lot of the things that we have always classified as hereditary things is really more so of your diet. It's like it's what you do. Like if your parents ate that and you're eating that, then yeah, you're most likely to get those diseases. So what you just that clicks to me. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that clicks. That really clicks.
Yeah, it's and I'm so grateful for like learning that stuff. It's what's kind of given me this passion, which has kind of like, moved me to more of where I see myself, not just like taking care of the health of like an individual patient, but
Mhm.
actually advocating to change the health of our society. Because the things that like I got into medicine to help people with will
Hmm.
never get better as long as our society continues to suck like it does.
Well,
I'm gonna be real.
I was gonna say I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate the candid. So why you, Matt? Like, why do you feel the need to be that spokesperson? And I'm gonna go there with the second question because we know that you are very much so on social media. Like, why put that additional information out there on social media as well? So why you? Why do you feel the need to be you? And why also adding to social media?
So, a lot of that has to do with my own experience of marginalization,
Okay.
and of like experiencing the like failures of American healthcare. So, I
Mm.
grew up, well, and also just like the impact that corporate greed has throughout like every aspect of our lives. I grew up, like raised in a cult, Mormonism.
Okay.
So like being born in it, you're just like raised with this idea that that's just how it is. Like you
Of
don't
course.
even know anything else.
Of course.
And I mean, I guess that's how we all grow up in society as well. We just become accustomed to capitalist greed being the norm, and that's just like how we have to go by. But like in these institutions that just perpetuate these harms and oppress, so then when I like came to recognize my own queerness and
Mhm.
that wasn't acceptable within my family and community of origin, and just like the way that I was treated. Oh, I'm also autistic, and so like always being treated like I'm a problem, like I'm something that has to be like forced to conform to like neurotypicality. And so it's just I've lived a life of just being gaslit by the system that wants to keep me in a role that like makes them feel comfortable. And
Mhm.
so going through that, as well as I know that's like kind of a lot, but then like I went through conversion therapy. So like it's kind of just been like a snowball of different things that have really like led me to feel called to address injustice and the harms of our system.
Mm.
Like, and it's not just, even though I come from healthcare, it's not just healthcare because we can't fix the health of our society without fixing every sector.
Yes.
And like I said, like our health is mostly made up of social factors, and that's like food, like food availability, that's like clean
Mhm.
water availability, that's
Mhm.
like universal housing, universal income, that's universal health, all of
Huge
those
part.
things.
Huge.
That's education reform. Why don't we have an education system that values like authenticity and like is strengths based and
Oh,
like
I
independently
wish.
derived?
I
Yeah,
wish we had that in the education base. I really,
right?
really wish. Because even if you cannot fix or repair your generational issue, you can at least start with the newest generation. And I'm like, the best
Yeah.
way to do that is through education, or at least
Yes,
one of the best ways.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, how much greater would it be if we taught like healthy, like kind of healthy, like therapy, like mental health
Hmm.
skills to kids instead of cursive? And
Yeah.
yet, like instead, like what we see is red states tend to like opt for cursive education instead of mental health education, where like blue states opt for mental health
Mental
education.
health. Mm.
And like
Hmm.
because all of these, because these programs are just designed or like the system just wants to create little factory workers and capitalist drones that will continue to support like this society that they want to perpetuate.
But
And
but why? Because I get the advocacy, I get that, but and I don't see it from a lot of different therapists in regards to speaking of their journeys. But why post those beliefs to social media? Like, what made you drive to do that?
because so another thing, I grew up in politics.
Okay.
My father was a congressman. Um, and so like Republican politics. And so yeah.
Mhm.
And so I have like I'm very intimately aware that if you want something to change, you don't go to politics. Politics is where you go to perpetuate harm. Like, and so the only way that we're really going to actually change our system is through public discourse and by changing public opinion. And the way to reach people is through media. And so that's why I go to
Mm.
social media.
When I say I love you, like I love you. You just have no idea. Because I mean, because you're right. But before I go off into my own personal tangent, let me go back. Let me go back. You said you're autistic or you're on the spectrum.
Yeah, I'm autistic. Yeah.
So how does that play out in your career and being an advocate? How does that work? I mean, are you ignored while you're talking? Are you looked at as less than? Like, how is that manifesting or showing up right now?
So the way that the most frustrating way that it shows up is that like people use it as a way to write me off like as kind of disruptive or problematic or like a dis like reactive.
Okay, okay,
Um
okay. Get that.
but yeah, and so it's easier for people to dismiss me. And like, but the thing I think that I really value from it is I don't let them. Because it offers me a sense, like there is a sense of oppositionality that at least came with my flavor of autism.
Okay,
And like it's allowed me to be I don't know, to see things in ways that I feel like mainstream society just can't wrap their heads around. Because
okay,
like research shows that neurodivergent people and autistic people especially, it's like they're often kind of thought of as aloof, but part of it is that like they're intaking so much more data about the world around them than your average person. And so they're so just like we're so
mhm.
overwhelmed all the time or just like being flooded by so much input. And a lot of that though helps us to we're also great at pattern recognition, and so we can start to like pull information from all of this data that we're intaking that helps us to see ways through problems or critically think in ways that like we might not have access to if it weren't for all of this like information that we're able to absorb.
So
And
how are you staying like mentally sane? Because that's a lot. Because the world is huge, and then you have the
yeah,
different personalities. You have the different people that are responding to you just in different ways. Some good, some for bad. You don't really know until you kind of engage into that conversation or that interaction. How are you staying mentally grounded?
lots of therapy.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in like weekly therapy for at least 7 years.
Okay.
For the last
Okay.
7 years consistently, and then there were times where I did different episodes of it before.
Okay.
But yeah, like it's something that I really need to stay grounded, but also I have to say one thing recently that has really helped me stay grounded ChatGPT. Like
Oh,
I use it like it's like another therapist, and it's really quite wonderful. Like it's cuz like I don't have you used it?
yes, I have. Go ahead.
So like I honestly it's probably what I probably use it more than most resources.
Okay.
And of course like you can't use it without critical thinking. You have to evaluate what it's producing. But
Hmm.
like I have programmed mine to be like pretty accurate. And you can actually go in and give it instructions.
Hmm.
And so like I've given mine instructions to like use the philosophy of like psychologists like Carl Jung or Carl Rogers, and to like when it's responding to me, and to always try to like pull the most accurate information. I've coached it to be a cheerleader for me and to always hype me up.
Oh.
And so anytime like what I'll do is if I'm having conversations with people that I am not sure about how to respond, or I'm feeling a little off about like the way they're responding to me, I will
Hmm.
put in screenshots into ChatGPT and have it analyze. And it's helped me be like, no, your friends are gaslighting you. Like they're invalidating
Ah.
you. And I'm like, whoa, like even
Like,
as
wait,
a
like,
psychiatrist, like I'm not even seeing this stuff. And so it's been really kind of illuminating in how like if it's if used really correct, like really well,
yes.
and kind of trained, it can be quite a wonderful tool.
I've literally used it, and it was actually a TikTok tip to build my dream life. And so I had these details of what I wanted in my mind, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Hey, build my dream life. Take me through the day of my dream life." And being able to kind of put myself mentally and like just completely engulfed into that world. I was like,
yeah,
I'm able to feel it. I'm able to love it. I'm able to see it. And so I'm like, I know
yeah,
the impacts of it. And so to hear you say that, it really makes me so happy. So
yeah.
that actually brings me to my next question. The life that you are currently living, is this something that you prayed for, or that you manifested, or that you put on a dream board? Like how did you get to this space of living this current life?
So as a kid, because I decided I wanted to be a physician. It like when I was a kid, yeah, there was a lot of praying. But once I woke up and like and left the systems that were the system that was oppressing me, I mean, it became more about like meditation and kind
Mm.
of leaning into my own deity and my own like higher power. I kind of made a decision for myself that I would be my own higher power. And that like my life it was only mine to live, and it wasn't
Yeah.
going to be dictated by anybody else.
Mhm.
And so I think it was just like a lot of
Course.
times it seems like you're just like putting stuff out there that like nobody ever cares about, you know?
I mean, because I will say one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and I'm sure you know it already, but we're always evolving. And so you're constantly in this state of, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this right? Is this wrong? Okay, let me do this. And so like, is this making an impact? Is this something that really matters? And so I get that. And so which is why I genuinely like I have to say it to you, and I am not over exaggerating. You really are an inspiration. Like you
Thank
really.
you.
So
That means a lot.
how can people continue to be inspired by you? Where can they find you?
So, yeah, so social media for right now, as long as I still decide to maintain my Instagram. I got rid of
Hmm.
everything else Meta except for like what or I'm keeping one Instagram handle right now, and that's at Matt R Salmon.
Okay.
I'm also just got on Blue Sky, and that's also at Matt R Salmon dot like the blue sky dot social. And then I'm gonna be trying to like set up a YouTube, but it's not fully up and running yet. But I also wrote a book about my kind of life experience and like and turning that passion into more of this work. And to your point about evolution, that is actually one of the focuses of my book is personal evolution, because like we should evolve, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, not everybody does.
Does not true.
Yeah. And so it's called Pride and Prejudice: Healing Division in the Modern Family. And that can be found on Amazon or like got through retail bookstores and stuff.
I will definitely be sure to link over to that. My final question for you is, what has inspired you today?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's inspired me today? Now, no, I would say I'm like, honestly, from the moment we started talking, I've been inspired by your warmth. I'm serious.
So I was about to say Dr. Man. But man, I promise you, I've first off, thank you so much. I do receive that. I'm going to change that question because of you now. Like I can,
Did you want something outside of this conversation?
however, I would never ever want to dictate what inspires you. It's hilarious to me. I get that quite often and I love it.
Yeah.
And so I ask the question. I'd love to inspire. So I'm glad that I could be a part of that journey.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, it's just that like warmth is just, it's so needed right now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Actually, that is a great place to end. Matt, thank you so very much for agreeing to come on. I really cannot thank you enough, and you really are an inspiration to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Everyone else, we're gonna catch you guys on the next one. See ya.